Good day everyone. Today we will see how the direct online starter works with a 3-phase induction motor, and how its wiring should be done to make the indicator lamps work correctly. Here is the 3-phase induction motor, which we want to start now. First, we take a 3-pole breaker like this. Then, we need a magnetic contactor with a thermal overload relay attached. We will take the 3-phase 400-volt supply to the L1, L2, and L3 terminals of this contactor through the 3-pole breaker. From the T1, T2, and T3 terminals of the thermal overload relay, 3 lines need to be connected to the 3-phase motor. Let's switch on the 3-pole breaker now. Then, if this contactor coil, A1 and A2, is energized by any means, the contactor will switch on, and the supply will pass to the T1, T2, and T3 terminals, making the motor rotate. What we need to do now is control this magnetic contactor through a separate control wiring circuit. First, we take a 230-volt MCB to isolate the control wiring circuit from the main supply. Then, the start push button, which has normally open contacts, and a green indicator lamp to show the motor is in the run position. Next comes the stop push button, which has normally closed contacts, and a red indicator lamp to show the motor is in the off position. If the motor stops due to thermal overload activation, there is a yellow, or standard amber color indicator lamp to show the motor is at fault. Some people have confusion about the motor run and motor off indicator lamp colors, but the standard colors given in electrical guides are green and red for run and off positions respectively. On many starters, the indicator lamps for start and stop are built into the push buttons themselves, giving no other option than green and red respectively for start and stop buttons. Now, take 1-phase wire from the top of the contactor to the control circuit MCB, and through it to terminal 95 of the normally closed contact point on the overload relay. As a general rule, odd-numbered terminals are considered as power inlet terminals, and even numbers are given to the outlet terminals. So, we take the control circuit wire through these normally closed contact points to make sure the line is disconnected from here if the motor develops a fault. Then, from outlet terminal number 96, the wire is connected to the stop push button. From there, the normally open start push button gets connection. Now, the line is connected to the A1 end of the contactor operating coil. The A2 end is connected to the neutral line. Now, let's switch on the 3-pole breaker and the control circuit MCB too. But the contactor is still in the off position. By just pushing the start button, the magnetic contactor is energized through the A1 and A2 coil supply, and the motor starts turning. But there is an issue here. If you release the start push button, supply to the coil breaks, and the contactor also disconnects the 3-phase supply to the motor. To avoid this situation, we use a bypass power line through the normally open auxiliary contacts of the magnetic contactor, which will close when power is introduced. Since control power is available up to the left side terminal of the start push button, a line is taken from there, through the normally open contacts, to the A1 end of the coil. Now, the motor will start running by pushing the start button, and it will continue to run, even after releasing the start button. If you want to stop the motor, push the stop button, and the motor will stop. Even if you release the normally closed stop push button now, the contactor will not get energized, since its auxiliary contacts have gone back to the normally open position. Let's see how the indicator lamps are wired now. You will remember, the power bypass line is connected to the A1 terminal, through this highlighted normally open auxiliary contact point on top, and this point will have 230-volt supply whenever the contactor is on. So, we can take the motor run indicator lamp power from this point, and after connecting the neutral wire also, the indicator lamp will light up like this when the motor starts running. For the stop indicator lamp, power can be arranged from the normally closed contact point, since it will always remain closed when the contactor is in the off position. First, we need to connect the control power line to the bottom contact point of the normally closed contact, like this. Now, the power line is connected to the stop indicator lamp, starting from the top of the normally closed contact. After connecting the neutral line also, the red indicator lamp will light up like this, to show that the motor and the contactor are in the off position. Now, for any overload condition of the motor, we need to show that the motor is not just stopped. Instead of the red indicator lamp used for the motor off position, we need to show the amber color indicator lamp for this condition. Here, the normally open auxiliary contact point of the thermal overload relay is used for this, since these points will close and connect together as soon as the motor trips off due to a fault. The power line is connected from 95 to 97 first, and then from terminal outlet 98, the line is connected to the trip indicator lamp. The neutral line is also connected, and the trip indicator lamp will light up whenever the motor is tripped by the overload relay. Let's see how this DOL starter operates now. The contactor is first in the off position, and the normally open and normally closed auxiliary points are shown here, in red and green colors respectively. The 3-pole breaker is switched on now, and the main contactor receives 3-phase power to its L1, L2, and L3 terminals. The control circuit MCB is also switched on now, and you will see the motor off indicator lamp light up in red. As soon as you push and release the start button once, the contactor is energized, making the motor run with 3-phase power. The motor off indicator lamp changes, and the motor run indicator lamp lights up now. Further, you will see the normally open auxiliary contact on the contactor is closed, and the normally closed auxiliary contacts become open. If you want to stop the motor now, push the stop button once and release it. The motor will stop, with the contactor switched off, and the motor off indicator lamp will light up again. Let's see how the motor trips off now. The normally open and normally closed auxiliary points of the overload relay are shown here highlighted. Start the motor again with the start push button. Now you will see, there is an issue at the terminal box of the motor. Within few seconds, the motor stops, due to the opening of the normally closed contact on the overload relay. So, you will not get the motor stop indicator lamp here, although the motor is not running. Instead, the motor overload indicator lamp is now on, since the normally open contact of the relay has also changed state and closed. Now, we need to switch off the breakers, and check what happened to the motor. After repairing the motor, we need to reset the thermal overload relay manually, and the normally open and normally closed contacts return to their normal positions. When the breakers are switched on again, the motor off indicator lamp lights up, and as soon as you press the start push button, the motor starts running again. Hope you got a clear explanation on how the DOL starter works with a 3-phase motor. If you think this video is helpful, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.